The supreme air control. He is going to be able to kill off a hatchery down south. Not bad at all by the Terran player. Totally destroying the air of the Zerg. Now, not only does he have the ability to kill off this hatchery, which he just did, but he has the high ground position overlooking the pocket expansion at the 7 o'clock as well. So now he's going to be able to erect all these auto turrets, which, by the way, still don't have +2 armor. So they're, I mean, they're not at their most cost efficient, but you know, maybe MKP will realize that sooner or later. But he may be able to deny 2 hatcheries for the price of 1. And that would be beautiful for the Terran player. Exactly what he needs to get back into this game. He is actually making the build work. I cannot believe it. Speaking of making things work, he needs to move this Overlord out of here and make that orbital command land in a jiffy. But Taeho is losing a little bit of ground here to this build, and we do have a big engagement here in the middle, the south side of Shakur's Plateau. It looks like all those tanks will go down. We finally see our Terran player switching into more conventional tank style here, which he really needs to hold off the roaches and lings on the ground. All the Ravens being pulled back from the attack on the bottom left-hand corner. Are there enough Ravens to repel this attack? It looks like maybe just the pure Banshees and the PF will be enough, actually, and that is going to be able to push the Zerg for now. But Taeho has been macroing like a beast. He has got 6 Ultralisks on the way right now. That is going to be a huge boon to his army, and just the amount of damage he can absorb and the amount of damage he can dish out is going to increase tenfold, although he doesn't have chitinous plating yet, which is... What is going on in this game? Terran player forgetting to get the +2 armor upgrade for his auto turrets and the +1 range. Does he still even have the +1 range yet? He doesn't even have it yet, so I'm so confused. And the Zerg player going for Ultralisks. Taeho not getting chitinous plating. Wow, this is really a blunder here for our Zerg. But, you know, you can't blame either player. I mean, both of them are just so stretched thin right now. There's just attacks happening left and right all over the map. The auto turrets are still positioned and chilling out here. Auto turrets and PDDs still down here as well. I guess you can't really blame him. I mean, it's a small mistake. What am I saying? It's a huge mistake. But it looks like our Terran player here is going to get in with a couple of Ravens and Banshees, kills off the Nidus Worm, and he's going to launch Secret Missiles, destroys all those Corruptors with the help of the Vikings, and a completely dominating, controlling the Iron Fist in the air is MKP right now. He's got so many Vikings, Ravens, and Banshees, and this is getting to the point where it's actually looking a little scary for the Zerg. If the Zerg doesn't have anything to get back air control, then the Banshees are going to go uncontested, and I don't care how many Ultras you have. Eventually, those Banshees are going to kill all your Ultras off. So, right now, the Zerg really needs some help. Oh, losing those Corruptors is not what he needs right now. What Taeho needs is infestors. He needs a bunch of infestors right now, and if he can get this PF, that would be huge. Is he gonna be able to do it? The SCVs are all mass repairing right now. The PF has gotten 32 kills already. Unbelievable. The Ultra's getting in surround position, and it looks like the PF is gonna go down. That was a major come up for Taeho, and it looks like he may lose all of his Ultras, but you know what? To kill off that planetary, maybe it wasn't worth it, actually. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of command centers just chilling around here, so maybe it wasn't worth it at the end of the day, but a moral victory is better than no victory at all, I always say. So, Taeho comes out of there thinking he just killed off a free planetary, although he lost a bunch of Ultras. He is now transitioning into Hydras. I wonder if Hydras are better than Infestors at this point. I mean, his gas is definitely the limiting factor. You guys can see he only has 100 gas, and you really gotta be smart here because you're dealing with air units, and for a Zerg player to deal with air, the only thing that they have that doesn't cost gas is the Queen, and besides the Queen, everything else they need to deal with air requires gas. So if you're Taeho right now, you have got to be very cost efficient with what you build, and actually, you know what? Building a bunch of Spore Crawlers is pretty smart too. In fact, looking on the production tab, we do have 2 Spore Crawlers coming up at some arbitrary location on the map. And I apologize, I can't find that. Oh, there it is. You know what? Spore Crawlers would actually be a very smart idea right now. Just mass Spore Crawlers for the Zerg player. But maybe he's not thinking about that right now. Maybe he's just thinking about making an attack with all of his Ultras and Hydras, but the Seeker Missiles, destroying those Hydras and ripping them to shreds. That was a great play by by our Terran player at MKP. Marine King realizing that, you know, those Hydras are the biggest threat right now. And once he deals with the Hydras, then his Ravens, or his Banshees, excuse me, will be able to deal with all the Ultras pretty easily. But these, oh no, the Infestors coming in. The Secret Missiles landing down, destroying all the Hydras. But the Infestors are a threat as well. Look at the mass fungal growth going down. If the Banshees can kill off all the Infestors before the Infestors can launch continued fungal growth, then it looks like MKP will retain air control, and he will be able to deal with these Ultras pretty easily. How many Banshees does he have left? He has 2 Banshees. I think eventually these Ultras are going to go down. What a hold by MKP. This game is now tied up at 118 supply to 124 supply. It is anybody's game. I can't believe it. Marine King's build here is actually working pretty well. And it's a really unorthodox build at that. I mean, I was a big, you know, supporter of Terran players using Ravens with Marines, but Raven and Blue Flame Hellion and then transitioning into just an all-out air build with all your starports. Look at how many starports he's got. And just taking full-on air control against a Zerg, this is just working so well. And the only threat you've got to worry about is the Infestors. But it looks like MKP has, you know, maybe not in the beginning of this game, those Infestors were killing off hordes of Ravens, but towards the end of this game now, MKP is doing a great job against the Infestors. He hasn't lost too many air units. He's traded off extremely cost efficiently. And if anything, things have been working out really, really well. Speaking of things working out really well, Niduses have been popping out of the ground left and right. We have a Nidus infestation here, and a couple of forces gonna make their way out. It looks like they will get out of here before the PF comes up. Now, MKP immediately realizing the threat is gonna have to destroy these actually, he doesn't need to. He doesn't have any ground forces, so he's gonna be able to come in here and save it in time. Secret Missiles getting launched. The Infestors are close, but not close enough. And look at the carnage laid down by those Secret Missiles. Just a lone PF here. Will it be enough? 2 SCVs repairing. The PF is in the red. It is burning down! And the PF does go down. So a big victory right there for the Zerg player. He can retreat now. Or he could just be greedy. I don't know what he's thinking here. He is going for the continued fungal growth. Oh my god, what a huge fungal that was. Is he gonna go for a second one? He could kill off all the air forces with one last fungal growth. And he does just that at a big play right there by Taeho. Oh my god, this game is just getting insane. Look at those Infestors. They just decided to pop back out. Little brave buggers. They go burrow under the ground right away as well. And those Infestors are definitely going to come in handy. Actually, the Nidus is still alive here, which could be a threat, especially if MKP decides to destroy these rocks. I don't know if he wants to destroy those rocks right now, although he's got a lot of Banshees here, so he will have enough to take out that Nidus worm. Wow. 41 minutes into this game, no clear conclusion as of yet. This is just getting quite insane at this point. Let's just check the upgrades for both of these players here. Zerg Melee and Carapace is at 2-1, so not the best upgrades. Does he have the chitinous plating? Finally has it. Interesting little tidbit as well. Chitin actually means a type of sugar. So, I always wanted to say this. The Ultralisks get sugar plating. That's why they're so sweet. Random fact of the day. I know, it is kind of random, but, anyways, looks like our Terran player has OO upgrades, so this mech not too strong at all. Of course, this mech just now coming into the game. Very late mech switch here for MKP. Does he have enough tanks to break through? What is his air upgrades at? 0-0 as well. And he still doesn't have the +2 armor upgrade for his auto turrets. Marine King here is a little bit in danger. All those tanks busting through, but it doesn't look like they were able to break all the way through. So both players trading somewhat evenly there. But Marine King, I want to check that engineering base. Still doesn't have any of these upgrades. Oh man. I wonder if he realizes that those upgrades are actually really helpful for Ravens. Anyways, we have a second push here from the Zerg player. Excuse me, guys, my voice is starting to go just a little bit here, but I have been a little bit sick the last couple of weeks, but it looks like we do have the Zerg player pushing through here. Taeho gonna go for the Planetary Fortress once again. The PF getting repaired, but not enough surface area for those SCVs to repair, and the PF does go down, and this is huge for Taeho. Taeho making a big breakthrough into Marine King Prime's base. He is going to be able to break right into the main, and for the first time today we have a little bit of a situation critical for the Terran player. No forces here for MKP, and he is forced to lift off his entire city. Oh no. This is actually really bad for Marine King. He just forfeited complete control of his main. He's gonna have to lift off all of his starports and save them, and I don't know where he's gonna bring them. It looks like he's got 3 macro orbitals coming up inside of his main, so I suppose he's gonna start dumping away his SCV count, but this is not a good situation for MKP. I think what it just came down to was the raw ability of Taeho, who, by the way, is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 something bases. The ability to macro all these cheap and fast to produce lings was what really allowed Taeho to break through. And for the Terran player Marine King, you know, building all those Ravens and Banshees, it just takes so much longer to reconstruct that eventually in that war of attrition, the Zerg player will be able to break through. And I think that's what we just saw. So, now Taeho going down for the 6 o'clock as well. I don't think this PF is going to survive, although it is going to take a lot of kills with it. 30, 20 kills, 24 kills, 20, 32 kills. My goodness. It's just roasting lings. We have a ling bonfire over here. PF will go down. Wow. Taeho taking a commanding amount of control in this game. Just destroying the main, ravaging right through it. Not even a single Terran building remains. Killing off the 6 o'clock as well, which was one of the main sources of income and survival for Marine King. Now, what is Marine King gonna do? He needs, I mean, he's got tons of minerals. He doesn't need more minerals, he needs gas. In fact, he's got plenty of gas as well. He just needs to macro right now and get back into the game. I don't think he's, I mean, he's definitely at a bad situation, but he's not out of it yet. He's just got so much money banked up, and all these starports now adding on their tech labs once again. So we are gonna have production for the Terran, but it does look like Taeho is switching over to Broodlord technology, and those Broodlords are going to make a world of difference. Also, a proxy planetary here at the 12 o'clock. Oh, wow, Marine King, you're so cheesy, you're so awesome. He is going to PF the gas, so he'll be able to get the gas, maybe this mineral patch as well, which is certainly going to be a little bit annoying here for our Zerg player. Meanwhile, to continue the unorthodox build, we have 5 Ravens on the way. So he's going to keep on with this strategy of mass Raven, and I guess now the supplemental ground force is the siege tank. Alright, whatever works. I mean, he does have all those starports. He's got to make use of them some way, somehow. The PF did go up here at the top location. It is not going to last, though, unfortunately. Kind of wish there were some tanks over here. I mean, he has plenty of tanks down in the south, but no tanks to protect the PF up there, and the PF will go down. And right now, at this situation in time, with Marine King, you know, he is basically cornered into one section of the map. However, you have to remember also that he's a Terran player, so Terran players can turtle and survive for a very, very prolonged amount of time, as is indicated by Terran versus Terran games. So Marine King isn't necessarily out of the game yet. Remember, he's got plenty of resources. He can fight a very long war here, but he is at a huge deficit. Also, recall that he has, you know, he had a lot of gas, but he just used it all for his Raven flock, or murder of ravens, Raven murder, whatever, and all these siege tanks. So he really doesn't have that much gas left here, and he's just mining out of 2 refineries. So to continue this war, unless he wants to keep fighting with SCVs, Meals, and Marines, which he does, I don't even think he's made a single Marine since the first 5 minutes of the game, he is going to need to secure this expansion here. If he wants to stay in this game, he is going to need these 2 gases really badly. And I think Marine King realizes that, so he is, I don't know what he's doing with the Meals. He actually just needs the refineries to go up immediately. But yeah, gas is going to be Marine King's limiting factor here. And as far as a Zerg player goes, I mean, he is just mining happily away. He's got 1 free base in mind here when he runs out of money. He's still mining off of this base. He's got the 12 o'clock, yeah, the 12 o'clock as well. Taeho is sitting really good right now. And if anything, Taeho's just got to wait for Marine King to push out and then go for the big surround and break. Having said that, though, I did see 8 Broodlords morphing somewhere on the map, and where are they? There they are! 8 Broodlords just morphing into the game right now, so Taeho, I guess, is gonna go for a break with Broodlords instead. Doesn't want to play the patient waiting game, although he's gonna have to be careful about those Ravens. And finally, we have that Seeker Missile, high-sec auto-tracking upgrade coming into play here. Oh man, I wish I wish Marine King had gotten that a lot sooner. But anyways, here comes the Broodlords. They are going to start laying siege to the turrets on the outside of the map. Turrets not even in range of hitting the Broodlords. And all the turrets going to go down. Here comes the Secret Missile, so they are going to launch off. The Infestors in range to launch the Fungal Growth, and the Fungal Growth goes off on the Ravens as well. And it looks like there is not enough Secret Missilage to kill off these. Oh! That last Secret Missile also got a little bit of the Infestors as well. Those Infestors need to be careful when they're running in, but it looks like they are going to get the last laugh here as all the Ravens go down. And the Broodlord's able to kill off the Orbital here as well, or was it a Planetary? I don't even recall. But now we have a quick switch into Vikings from our Terran player Marine King, realizing that he's got a Broodlord threat. Does he have enough Vikings to take out these Broodlords? Oh my god, the Broodlings are just causing friendly fire from the tanks. Look at the tanks, they're destroying their own SCVs here. Oh my god! Marine King is actually going on auto repair right now, but those Broodlings are just destroying the Marino line right now. Oh no! Oh, Marine King needs to unsiege his tanks right now. I think the damage was done though. He just... Look at the workers' kill tab. Look at his economy. He's only got 15 SCVs. I mean, yes, he was able to repel the Broodlords, but at what cost? He just, like, destroyed all of his SCVs. That was just brutal, cruel, and unusual punishment. What did those SCVs ever do to you, Marine King? What did they ever do to you, man? They fought alongside you in the GSL. You pulled them off the mineral line. They were the bravest SCVs I ever saw. They fought alongside your Marines in the first 5 minutes, and that's how you treat them, huh? Well, I don't know what Marine King's gonna do now. He's actually unsieged all his tanks. Now he's gonna siege up once again. That's a lot of tanks. Those Ultras are gonna go down almost instantaneously. And even a couple of Hellions surviving the crossfire right there, but I think Marine King realizes that, oh my god, that Orbital could burn to death. He needs to repair that thing. I think Marine King realizes that he needs to get his butt down here right now to protect that Orbital command at this location. Otherwise, if he loses this area, he will not have enough resources to continue fighting this war. And he's sending the tanks down right now. A little bit of a vulnerable timing here. Is he going to be able to get all those tanks? We have a little bit of a weird intersection here. A little bit of a, I don't know, Terran... public transportation issue here. I don't know what's going on. He just killed off his own turret to make space, and now the tank's actually going back up again. This is just very vulnerable here, and as a result of Marine King's lack of organization, he is going to lose the orbital command. That was a huge blow. Although he's got a bunch of them, so I guess it's not that bad. He does have a whole bunch inside his main, so he's gonna lift off yet another one and land it down. When it doesn't work once, try again. But, well, he is going to go down to that location. He needs to secure it for gas. You guys can see he is starving for Vespine right now. Plenty of minerals in the bank. And what is a Zerg at? The Zerg is just chilling. He is almost maxed. All these Ultras, Hydras, Infestors. Oh, man. What a game we've had today, guys. 55 minutes in. I think that Taeho has a great advantage right now. But Marine King is in there fighting. He's gonna try to stick it out. He's gonna use the defender's advantage here. Great position for his tanks. He can certainly hold off for quite some time. And we'll just see what happens. The Corruptor's engaging the Vikings. The Infestor's coming in there, launching a couple of Fungals off. We just have a little bit of a dogfight versus dogfight here, and of course those Infestors are key for the Zerg player. They need to launch Fungals on those Vikings, but they gotta stay out of the range of the tanks as well. So it's very much a positional war here between the Zerg and the Terran. Taeho now morphing in 16 Corruptors. Wow. We're just going to have a massive Broodlord Bomb, I believe. Upgrades here for the bio of the Zerg player is at 2-3. Ranged is at 2 as well. So he's got plenty of upgrades to go with his bio. And 16 Corruptors are about to make their way onto the field. No upgrades at all for Marine King. And that is probably one of the reasons why he's actually really far behind at this point. He just has no upgrades to deal with the Zerg. And what is this lone Marine doing here? That is a Changeling. It's a hidden ninja. And I don't think Marine King realizes there's a Changeling there. Is he gonna kill it? Is he gonna kill it? He hasn't made a Marine since like the first 5 minutes. You should know about that. Anyway, so we do have a massive attack of Corruptors and Ultras. And oh my goodness, this could be all she wrote. I don't see Marine King surviving this. The Ultras are just wrecking the tank line. And they're destroying everything. And it looks like all the tanks are going to go down. A couple of Infestors launching their Fungals as well. Marine King hanging in there with his Vikings, trying to outrange the Corruptors as best he can. SCVs are fleeing the house. And it looks like just a carnage being laid out by the Zerg player. Taeho asserting his dominance here as a Korean Grandmaster, defeating Marine King Prime, it looks like. I just don't know how Marine King is going to be able to hold on at this point. He is going to lose all air control as well. Well, maybe not yet. Those turrets are doing pretty good work. But hey, at the front door, Marine King quickly losing ground, and it looks like Taeho is about to take this game. What an epic Zerg versus Terran on Shakura's Plateau. Very unorthodox play by MKP, but at the end of the day, I like it. And wow, what a game, guys. SCV is being pulled out of line. That has got to be the final move. And I just want to say, guys, I am so tired right now. I actually finished this can of Red Bull right now. This is not the small can of Red Bull, this is the big can of Red Bull. I finished drinking it throughout the game. You guys were like, why is HD taking breaks during his cast? That's because I was doing this. Feels great. Well, anyways, guys, this is going to be the last stand here for Marine King. And I'm so yoked on Red Bull right now. I feel like I should cast some more games. It's like 1:30 right now. I should be going to sleep, but I don't know, man. After watching this, I might want to cast some more. Wow, MKP still hasn't GG'd. There's a GG. All right, so there it is. And what a game we just saw, guys. That was definitely a very interesting Zerg versus Terran. And I just want to say, wow, what a game. So of course, guys, I am casting a bunch of those high-level Korean StarCraft 2 replays that I'm just getting on a day-to-day basis. I do have a lot more I want to cast. I still am doing Failcraft, still doing my ladder series. Haven't done my ladder games in a while, but I want to get back to that as soon as possible. And I just want to say thank you guys all for tuning in and showing support for my YouTube channel. So if you guys get a chance, make sure to follow my social media. I'm on Twitch TV, I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, and of course on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button if you guys would. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So this is HD, signing out.